Hello friends, welcome back to this channel. Today here I am going to deliver a tutorial on fluorescent activated cell sorting. But before that, please subscribe this channel. Fluorescent activated cell sorting is a separation technique or you can get a pure cell population from heterogeneous cell population that is based on fluorescent labeling. Fluorochromes absorb a specific wavelength of light and get excited. When it comes back from higher energy level to the ground state, it emits longer wavelength of light that is called fluorescence. Fluorescent activated cell sorting is explained by a one example, that is if you want to separate out dead cells from living cells. So propydium iodide is a fluorescent dye that can stain the DNA of dead cells because the cytoplasmic membrane of dead cell is not intact or it is permeable. So propydium iodide, a fluorescent dye, can penetrate inside and bind with the DNA of dead cells. When it is bind with the DNA, it is passed through the a charged ring which charges the cells of our interest, and after that it is passed through a deflection plate. Deflection plate separates out the positively charged cells, negatively charged cells, and the cells which is not having any kind of charge. So these different kind of cells are separated out. This is called as fluorescent activated cell sorting. This is the principle of this technique. Let's begin further. Now the principle and definition of fluorescent activated cell sorting. Fluorescent activated cell sorting of cells separates a population of cells into a subpopulation based on the fluorescent labeling. There are different kind of fluorochromes are used to label different kinds of cells. Like for the surface antigens and for the DNA and for the cytoplasm, enzymes, cytokines, there are different kind of fluorochromes are used according to the purpose or the use of the technique. Now the principle. It has already been decided which kind of parameters are used for this technique. Like we have to do dead cells separation or for expression of transgenic cells or immunotyping or many more. So the parameters are previously decided based on the work we have to done. The user defines the parameters on how cells should be sorted, and then machine imposes an electrical charge on each cell so that cells will be sorted out by charge using electromagnets into separate vessels upon exiting the flow chamber. In my previous video, I have told you about the flow cytometry. The cells heterogeneous cells mixture is injected into a nozzle. This nozzle allows to pass out one cell at a time. When this cell or droplet comes out at a time, so the charged ring are placed above this droplet that gives charge to that droplet, and that droplet pass through the electromagnetic plates, and according to their charges they are separated down on different kind of vessels. This technology or the technology to physically sort a heterogeneous mixture of cells into different populations is useful for wide range of scientific fields from research to clinical research. A pure cell population is collected into vessels, that is very important for research or for clinical applications. A population of mixed cells is sorted into negative samples and a positive sample containing cells of interest by flow cytometry. In my previous video, I have already told you about the flow cytometry. It was well explained in that video. There are three parts in flow cytometry. First one is the fluidics. In fluidics, heterogeneous cell population is injected into a nozzle which is surrounded by a sheath fluid that is called phosphate buffered saline solution. This phosphate buffered saline solution gives a force to the cell population that they are arranged in a single file manner. So it is called as a hydrodynamic focusing. It is necessary to because one cell at a time can pass through a nozzle. When fluid is going to pass out from the nozzle, a vibrating mechanism causes the stream of cells to break into an individual droplet. At a time, only one droplet can pass through the nozzle. This is done by a vibrating mechanism. After this, an electrical charge is placed at a point where the stream breaks into droplets. It happens before or prior to the fluorescence intensity measurement. So, a vibrating mechanism breaks down the stream into a single droplet, and after that electrical charge is placed to provide charge on the cells of our interest. It happens before the fluorescent intensity measurement. When it happens before, when it is not passed through the laser light, and the opposite charge is trapped on the droplet as it breaks from the stream. The droplet then travel through a strong electrostatic field. Because our cells of our interest are charged now because of the fluorochrome, so they are passed through an electrostatic field and are deflected based on their charge into waiting sample tubes. On the base of their charges, they are separated out on different tubes. The number of cells and the level of fluorescence in each tube is then known. Now this is the diagrammatic presentation of fluorochrome activated cell sorting. This is the heterogeneous mixture of cells. It is stained with cyan fluorescent protein and green fluorescent protein. They are two different fluorescent proteins that emit different wavelength of lights. When they are injected into a nozzle which is surrounded by sheath fluid, they come out one cell at a time or one droplet at a time. So there is a vibrating mechanism which breaks downstream one droplet into at one time. After coming out, there is a ring placed where every cells gets charged according to their fluorochrome. When they get charged, they are passed through a deflection plate or electromagnetic plate which is having positive charge and negative charge. As you can see here, green fluorescent protein are positively charged by the charged ring and the cyan fluorescent protein are negatively charged. So the green fluorescent protein will go towards the negatively charged plate and the cyan fluorescent protein will go towards the positively charged plates, and it is collected according to their charges on the different vessels. There are some cells which are not stained with any kind of fluorochrome, so they are collected in a separate vessels. This is the technique or the principle of fluorescent activated cell sorting. Now it is very easier to understand or to study the cells because every cell is separated out. Here I want to give you one example also. A single fluorescent isothiocyanate stained cell in a single droplet would be given a positive charge and be attracted to the right, or if it is a positive charge, it will be attracted towards negative. Collection tube to the right would collect all the positively charged FITC stained cells droplets. And a single P, that is phycoerythrin stained cells in a single droplet would be given a negative charge. It is very necessary that in the flow cytometry or the fluorescently activated cell sorting, one drop at a time should come out of the nozzle. So they are charged and they are charged oppositely charged, and they pass through a electromagnetic plate where positive charge will go one side, negative charge will go another side, and the cells which are not having any kind of charge will be collected in a separate tube. Collection of tubes to the left would collect all the negative charged phycoerythrin stained cell droplets. Now about the fluorescent dyes. Fluorescent dyes, I have already told you about in the beginning about the fluorescence. What is fluorescence? Why they fluoresce? So fluorescent dyes can act very differently. Generally, a fluorescent dye will be excited by a coherent light source or laser light at a particular wavelength, because every fluorochrome absorbs a different wavelength of light and emits longer wavelength of light, and emit a lower energy and a longer wavelength of light. The most common dyes act by binding to the antigens presented on the cells. There are different kind of cells that has to be separated out. There are different kinds of antigens present on the cells. That is also called as cluster of differentiation or the CDs. Like in immunotyping or leukemia detection, different kind of CD cells are present on the different maturation stages. So the fluorochromes binds with the antibodies that can bind with that particular antigens. There are specific to certain type of cells. If you can identify which CD or cluster of differentiation is present on your cell of interest, then you can stain your sample with fluorescent dye specific to it and use fluorescent activated cell sorting. However, there are many other mechanisms by which fluorescent dyes can act. That I have already told you, that they can bind with the cytoplasm, they can bind with the enzymes, they can bind with the DNA, they can bind with the antigens present on the cell. So there can be different ways to stain your cells of interest with particular fluorochrome. Some dyes are able to diffuse across membranes. By taking advantage of this property, you can characterize intracellular activities like enzymatic activities as well as surface expression of the proteins. I have given you example of propydium iodide, which is that can diffuse across the membrane of the dead cells. It can bind with the DNA of dead cells and can be quantified or can be separated out. If this propydium iodide uh, is conjugated or can be used in combination with fluorescein. If it is used with fluorescein, so you can measure the antibody binding and the DNA content of the cells also. There are mainly 5 basic types of fluorochromes that are used for staining the cells. Small dyes like fluorescein isothiocyanate, that is called as FITC. Elixir dyes, protein dyes, that is called as phycoerythrin, allophycocyanin, and GFP, that is very important, it is green fluorescent protein. Tandem dyes are also used, where 2 protein dyes are used in tandem dyes. Here in tandem dyes, a protein dye collects laser light. One protein dye collects laser light and transfer it to small dye, and the tandem emits at wavelength of smaller dye. But the tandem dyes are used very sensitive and degrade easily with the laser light, so their use is limited. Quantum dots and polymer dyes are also used, that is brilliant violet. Every dyes, each of dyes has advantages and disadvantages, but the protein and small molecules are used longest in the flow cytometry. Small dyes like fluorescein, phycoerythrin, elixir dyes, allophycocyanin, and green fluorescent protein. Now you can say that the dyes which are used in sorting technique are fluorescein, rhodamine, Texas red, and green fluorescent protein. The green fluorescent protein gene is used as a reporter gene for gene transfection. Green fluorescent protein is found in a jellyfish. So isolate the gene of green fluorescent protein and it is used as a reporter gene to the transfection of the gene. Now after using GFP as a reporter gene, so you can identify or you can detect the extent of its expression, and it is measured by the sorting technique. Here I want to give you one more example of separation. Elimination of dead cells for accurate internal staining of cytokines. So it is very important to separate out dead cells from the living cells, so you can stain cytokines. Cells are incubated with EMA, that is ethidium monoazide. Ethidium monoazide, a fluorescent dye. The EMA enters dead cell's membrane and interacts into DNA because the membrane is not intact and it is permeable, so ethidium monoxide can penetrate inside. After this, when they are exposed to a laser light or it binds, EMA binds to the DNA, and EMA fluorescence remains associated with the dead cells. Then EMA stained cells can be gated out before the analysis of fluorescent activated cell sorting. After that, when EMA stained cells are separated out, and the remaining will be the living cells, and they are stained with the separate kind of fluorescent dyes that can stain the cytokines. Now the application of this technique, the potential clinical application of fluorescent activated cell sorting include purification of blood stem cells from human blood for therapeutic purposes. Application in cancer therapy, amniocentesis replacement, sorting human sperm, and early disease detections. Early disease detection can be done because of the different kind of antigens present on the cell surface, and fluorescent activated cell sorting is the purification of cell lines. This technique is also commonly used to sort cells expressing fluorescent proteins that are genetically expressed, such as green fluorescent proteins. Green fluorescent protein is used as reporter genes, so you can measure the expression of the genes. Apoptosis, gene expression, cytokine expression, cell biochemistry, redox regulation, and AIDS. There are many different kind of usage of this technique. I am sure that you understood this concept very well. Do share this knowledge with your friends. If you have any doubts and questions regarding any kind of topic, so you can comment to me or ask me in the comment box. Next time I'll be again available with very interesting topic. Till then, good day and take care. Thank you.